Hi, welcome. This is Principles of Management, Group 6, 3010. Today we're going to talk about incentives in the workplace and which ones are most effective. Common types of company incentives are cash bonuses, promotions, stock incentives, awards, and commissions.
Topic we will be discussing are cash incentives. The link between pay and performance is self-evident. However, it will be useful to know to the extent to which it influences critical employment outcomes. Pay for performance plans, or PFPs, have become common at all organizational levels. Companies are spending millions of dollars on PFP plans, so it is crucial to understand which incentives work best at improving employee performance, maintaining long-term employment, also tying in the employee's interests with those of the company. Our theory here is how and what you pay matters. Cash bonuses and merit pay are highly motivational incentives. While expensive, they lead to the most positive outcomes. Many companies award lump sum bonuses as an alternative to merit pay plans. An annual bonus must be re-earned each year and does not increase fixed costs for the company. Merit pay are increases in the base pay. They almost always lead to more income over time, but they may fail to translate the connection of performance to reward. A study conducted by Cornell University School of Hotel Administration found, quote, the effect of providing a 1% raise was over 10 times stronger than the effect of a 1% bonus, and the effect of the 1% raise was over 10 times stronger than the effect of the 1% in long-term incentives. Likewise, the effect of a 1% bonus was over 8.5 times stronger than the effects of 1% in long-term incentives. This sample is based on 739 employees ranging in income levels between $34,000 and $244,000. Connecting performance with reward. In our research, we learned that there are things called incentive scheme variables. These are determinants of the relationship between monetary incentives and the effort and task an employee puts into their job. Some variables are timing of the incentive. Is the incentive quarterly, semi-annual, or annual? Whether or not it embodies competition. Is it a group bonus or individual? And whether the goals are assigned or self-selected. PFP plans must link job performance with reward or they may fail. So what are the most effective incentive plans? According to Chris Grohl, Senior National Sales Manager at Florida's Natural, the cash bonus kicker is his favorite. With the cash bonus kicker, employees can earn salary plus a bonus kicker may be distributed annually, semi-annually, or quarterly. Quarterly bonuses are preferred. There are a few ways to structure the bonus kicker. Number one, the group bonus. If everyone in the company hits their goal, everyone gets the bonus. If the company doesn't hit their goal, then no one gets it. Healthy competition motivates employees and brings them together. Top performers, however, do not like group bonuses. The second one is the individual bonus kicker. This allows the employee to control their own destiny. Goals may be tiered to reward employees within a percentage of their goal. So even if they don't make the big number, they can still get a bonus. A few important tips that Chris Grohl left us with. It's important not to make it all or nothing. Poor performers prefer a base raise. And money speaks the loudest. Here we have an actual cash bonus incentive program from Florida's Natural Sales Department. As you can see, These salespeople have the potential to earn up to 30% of their annual salary in bonuses.
For this section, we're going to analyze the effects of different stock incentives on firm performance. Now, the main kind of employee stock ownership options are employee stock ownership programs, stock options, employee stock purchase plans, and profit sharing. Employee stock ownership programs are retirement plans similar to a 401k, except they use company stock instead of cash. Stock options are an option for employees in a company to buy that company's stock at an advantageous price compared to market value. Employee stock purchase plans are very similar to stock options but require direct and immediate purchase. Profit sharing or gain sharing is an agreement to distribute some of the profit to employees. Gain sharing segments this by department. The traditional use of company stock incentives are if the company needs a talented employee, they usually have two options. They can either offer a $100,000 salary, or they can offer a stock plan that could be worth millions in the future if they don't have that type of cash flow at the beginning of their development. Some potential problems of ownership options include things like managerial entrenchment, which can be defined as any action such as investing corporate funds that is made by a manager in order to boost his perceived value instead of the company. There's also a thorough amount of evidence for positive effects of ownership incentives, which include a more positive workforce culture, meaning that more people participate in decisions, have greater information sharing, and trust supervisors more. One of the main sources of data that we pulled from in our research was a competition to be put in the top 100 companies to work for in America. This data set included surveys from 800 companies, 200,000 employees. And it was a survey mostly reporting on work culture, but it also had data on turnover rate and return on investment. As you can see, the higher the employee empowerment is within a company, the lower the turnover rate is. We must remember that it is the interaction between the company culture and the stock incentives that makes the difference in return on equity and turnover. In other words, the stock incentives lead to a more productive culture where people feel more included and more engaged in what's going on in the company. And this is what leads to the return on equity and the lower turnover rate. Here's an outline of the way that shared capitalism, empowerment, intent to stay, and company outcomes are all related with each other. In conclusion, from the research we collected and from the interviews conducted, including survey responses, the main takeaways from this section of the research is that company location and importance are what determines if stock is a good incentive option. Especially here in Los Angeles, where people value cash as king and they need to pay immediate expenses, not everyone can afford to wait for stock incentives to play out. Also important to note is that an owner would likely never give up ownership unless the other person is critical to the company's mission. There have been examples of gaming companies where one of the software developers is notorious for how he designs his game, and if that person were to leave the company's stock would plummet. That is a situation where the owner would most likely need to give up ownership for that person to stay on board. For lower level employees, stock mostly only works if it's at a very small percentage and released as stock options instead of other kinds of stock incentives.
Another incentive to increase productivity is an award incentive. Award incentives are effective because they show recognition. Recognition has shown an increase in an employee's drive and work ethic. Two studies shown in the next slide demonstrate how award incentives are effective. In a study done with 20 employees, it shows how incentives work. A system was established that when work goals are met, they would be given an award. Work goals included being able to administer contacts, promote franchise activities, promote customer participation, and customer satisfaction. To receive the award, employees must have a satisfactory rating. This promotes the employees to getting these awards by working towards accomplishing these work goals. As a result, employees were more focused and productivity increased. Workers felt appreciated and recognized, causing them to work more efficiently. In another study, an experiment done with 150 college students show how award incentives are effective. Awards are given based on the best performance. It is purely symbolic, meaning it has non-material benefits. The award itself is a personalized congratulatory card signed by the president and the manager. The study is split into two treatments, controlled and award. Both treatments have the same conditions, but the award treatment was given the incentive. Their task was to find contact information for the company's Swiss communities. Only 2 awards are given as this would create competition. Comparing the award treatment to the controlled, the award treatment has seen a 12% increase in performance. Also, work environment has improved. It was seen that students were willing to put more effort into searching for information. They would include community president and administrators, which is important to the company. Also, it was found that 88% of the work was accurate. The awards gave recognition from friends and colleagues, causing self-esteem to improve. Overall, productivity has increased because of these award incentives. This is a question our group has asked in a survey about incentives in the workplace. It asks, do you feel acknowledged or recognized for the work you do? Here you can see that 60% have responded yes, while the other 40% have answered no. Relating back to awards and recognition, this information is crucial. By this information, it is seen that productivity is not at its full potential. 40% do not feel recognized. If awards were given, workers would feel recognized and productivity would increase. Incentive proved to be effective in the workplace. It can prompt employees to finish their work goals. Also, it increases performance. Employers benefit as the award incentives are costless and it increases productivity. Employees benefit as they are recognized, have an improved self-esteem, and are more motivated. Using awards as incentives has increased productivity.
So another incentive we went over was promotion. So it's pretty much defined as the act of raising someone to a higher position or rank in their business to reflect the work ethic and contributions that they give into the business. So this offers a chance to the employee for a higher salary and a better job position with more responsibilities. So one study we looked at regarding promotions lasted from 1996 to 2006. So it pretty much stated when promotions are offered, the employees typically work harder and show more effort in what they are doing. This in turn brings better results for the business. Also, when they are more satisfied and happier as an employee, then they are less likely to want to leave the job and look for a better workplace. However, promotions will only work if there is an emphasis on the value of the promotion. So if they don't see any importance in it, then an increase in pay will simply work instead of the promotion. So another study we looked at was conducted in China, which gave us the results of teachers receiving promotions, incentives, and how they performed afterwards. So from the study, we came up with positives and negatives. From the positives, we saw that leading up to promotion, the productivity in teachers typically increased, and after the promotion, if they were to receive it, then they wouldn't miss out on many workdays. So, on the other hand, with the negatives, if they were constantly denied promotion, the work ethic dropped. Also, if too many teachers competed for the same position, then the teachers would be doubtful of their own work and not feel as confident while teaching the students. From our research about promotions, we were able to conclude that promotions plays a big role in employees' work ethics and in the business. It gives the employees an ego boost and a feeling of self-worth while making them feel recognized for the hard work they put into the business. This keeps employees happy in their jobs and wanting to stay for a longer period of time. So it is clear if a worker has something to strive for, then they will be more dedicated to the work while also making the business be successful.
Another incentive that companies use is the commissions pay incentive. Commissions are a form of variable pay used to reward employees for conducted services or products sold. An example of commissions pay systems are sales commissions and production commissions. Sales commissions grant sales per- personnel a percentage of each sale made. Production commissions grant employees additional commissions paid for additional units produced above the standard output set. Commissions pay is not limited to these two forms of examples, but they are the most common. The benefits of implementing a commissions pay incentive. The commissions pay incentive is usually implemented because commissions incentives effectively improve employees' performance. The commissions pay system gives employees an incentive to improve performance, resulting in higher production outputs and higher quality work. Secondly, commissions incentives effectively act as motivators for employees. When a commissions incentive is implemented, employees are motivated to not only meet their personal goals, but also company goals. Thirdly, applying a commissions incentive effectively makes organizations more productive and efficient. A commissions pay system acts as a management control system that rewards active employees and disciplines employees who are not meeting standards. This minimizes the expense of resources towards management control. As mentioned before, commissions pay systems create more motivated and higher performing employees as well. All this makes organizations more productive and efficient. The previously stated points are supported by research. Research shows that when a commissions pay system is implemented, the commissions pay system improves performance. Frederick Taylor implemented this incentive in 1878 with successive results in making his workers perform better. Secondly, research shows that commissions pay systems act as work incentives that motivate employees. Studies have proven that through commissions pay system that through commissions pay systems, employees can be motivated to meet sales not only sales goals but goals not related to sales as well. Thirdly, research shows that commissions incentives weed out unproductive employees. Commissions pay systems act as management control systems that identify unproductive workers and manages them accordingly. Studies also show that organizations that implement this incentive do not spend as much resources in management control. The negative effects of commissions pay incentives. Commissions incentives can cause negative effects within a business, such as the creation of unethical work habits in employees. Unethical habits include habits such as turning to aggressive sales tactics or lying to customers. A second negative effect of implementing a commissions pay incentive is the stress caused to the employee. Employees can suffer from stress as a result of the unstable income generated from commissions pay incentive. A third negative effect of commissions pay incentive is that it's unfair to employees. Commissions pay incentives can be said to be unfair because they only offer employees a cash incentive and ignore all other incentives that might motivate an employer. The negative effects of commissions pay incentives can easily be managed through the use of minimal management control systems. Having said that, the fact that these negative effects can be managed through very minimal management control, it is very beneficial for organizations to apply a commissions pay incentive to become more productive and more efficient.
So for the survey, we collectively agreed that we wanted the survey to be long enough to get accurate answers for our assignment, but also short enough so participants wouldn't be uninterested and get bored of having to answer so many questions. So we came up with about 5 questions with having 46 participants taking part of the survey. So our results came back pretty much as we expected from the beginning. We simply wanted to know which field of work people were in. From the results, we were able to see that each field of work was pretty even, so we were able to get better results and not just one field of work was answering most of the questions. For the second question, we just wanted to see if the people cared about their company's success. So we were able to see that a majority of people did care about their company, while just a few didn't really have much interest or did not care at all. So for this question, we just wanted to ask people if they feel acknowledged for the work they're putting into the business and their work. So a majority did feel acknowledged, while there were still a few that didn't feel like they were acknowledged enough for the work they're putting into the business. We wanted to see which incentives were being offered to the people in their workplace. As we expected, promotions, awards, and cash bonuses were at the top of the list. For our last question, we wanted to know which incentive people would like to have the most. So, as we expected as well, for this question, cash bonuses came out on top by a large margin.